Donkey of the Day.
Look at these donkeys. Bunch of jackasses. That's time for the Donkey of the Day.
That's pretty funny.
Charlemagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Thursday, January 26th goes to my new favorite person, Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer is the press secretary for our celebrity-in-chief, Donald Trump. Listen, man, I know I gave him Donkey of the Day on Monday, but every press conference this guy does is automatically the best stand-up special out at the moment. It's a lot of stand-ups you can see on Netflix right now. Neil Brennan, 3 Mics. I watched Kevin Hart, What Now, over the weekend, but nothing is funnier than when Sean Spicer holds a press conference, okay? Now, April Ryan, who is the Washington Borough chief of American Urban Radio Networks, was questioning Sean about stereotyping by omission. Something Trump's administration has been accused of, basically saying that President Donald Trump has met with athletes and entertainers, but has not met with civil rights leaders. Okay, well, Sean Spicer, the alternative fact provider that he is, not only informed April Ryan that not only has Donald Trump met with civil rights leaders, he's met with the civil rights leader. Not just any civil rights leader, the head civil rights leader in charge. I mean, when it comes to civil rights leaders, it can't get no bigger than who Trump allegedly met with, okay? But forget me talking about it. Let me take you back to Spicer's latest stand-up special so he can tell you who Trump met with himself.
During his inauguration speech, he talked about inner cities, urban areas being riddled with gangs, violence, and drugs. What is the agenda? What are you planning when it comes to...
Well, April, just the other day, he sat down with Martin Luther King Jr. I would call him a civil rights leader.
Not a part of where his dad was the civil rights leader.
Well, I think he has done a lot for that.
But the gag is...
Martin Luther King Jr., who was shot and killed on April 4th, 1968. Clearly, Donald Trump had the time-traveling DeLorean because that is the only way he sat down with Martin Luther King Jr. Now, Donald Trump did meet with Martin Luther King III, the oldest living child of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, but he's not Martin Luther King Jr. Contrary to white male authorities' popular belief, all black people don't look alike. Now, I know, some of y'all are thinking, Charlemagne, you're reaching. He said Martin Luther King Jr., but you know what he meant. See, this is the problem. When you're the press secretary for the president, you have to say what you mean and mean what you say. It's not about what you meant to say. It's about what you said. I don't come to conclusions based off what someone meant to say. I come to conclusions based off what they said. I can't get on this radio and say, hey, guys, have you ever read the autobiography of Malcolm Jamal Warner by Alex Haley? Because some poor kid will go search for the autobiography of Malcolm Jamal Warner by Alex Haley, and they will miss out on the greatness that is the autobiography of Malcolm X by Alex Haley. I love Theo from The Cosby Show, but there's a huge difference, okay? Now, Martin Luther King Jr. and Martin Luther III. Do you not know the difference? Play the clip once again from Sean Spicer. Play it again, please. Please.
During his inauguration speech, he talked about inner cities, urban areas being riddled with gangs, violence, and drugs. What is the agenda? What are you planning when it comes to...
Well, April, just the other day, he sat down with Martin Luther King Jr. I would call him a civil rights leader.
Not a part of where his dad was the civil rights leader.
Well, I think he has done a lot for that.
And the fact that he didn't correct himself at all. You hear them yelling Martin Luther III to correct him, and Sean Spicer just keeps talking like...
Same person.
Whatever. All right? That lets me know he either don't know, don't show, or don't care about civil rights or what the hell any Martin was talking about.
Don't care.
You go, don't care. Sean Spicer don't know the difference between Martin Luther King Jr., Martin Luther King III, Martin Lawrence, Trayvon Martin, all black Martins, dead or alive, look exactly the same to Sean Spicer, okay? Now, Tamika D. Mallory, drop one of Clues bombs for Tamika Mallory. She posted a great point on her IG the other day. She posted the Sean Spicer clip, and she said, you see why folks have no business meeting with Donald Trump without taking trusted organizers, policy experts, and are impacting individuals with them. April Ryan asked for a plan to deal with inner city violence, and he responds by saying he met with Martin Luther III. Tamika goes on to say the whole point of him meeting with these folks is to be able to throw them in our face when asked for a real plan. Don't be used. Tamika Mallory hit it on the head. Don't be used, and you know you're being used simply because the National Press Secretary doesn't even remember who the celebrity-in-chief Donald Trump is meeting with, okay? When it comes to civil rights issues, because he really doesn't care. And this is proof. Please give my favorite stand-up comic, the National Press Secretary, Sean Spicer, the biggest hee-haw, please. By the way, don't think this is rare. Okay, it's a lot of people who have no clue Martin Luther King Jr. is dead, believe it or not. All right, I remember a couple years ago when Jimmy Kimmel was doing Live Witness News on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and this happened.
On Martin Luther King Day, this took almost no time at all. We asked 14 people if they saw a speech Dr. King gave this morning, and 7 of them said they had. And with that said, I present to you perhaps the most disturbing edition ever of Live Witness News.
This morning, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made a very impassioned speech at the Capitol. What did you think of that?
I thought it was great, very inspiring, motivational.
How do you think his speech this morning compared to the one he gave in 1963? The same, better?
I wouldn't say it's the same or better. I would say it's very current for today.
This morning, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did a speech from the Capitol. What did you think of that?
I think it was great.
What did you like about it?
All the details and things like that.
It's very, very rare to see him speak in public these days. How'd you feel seeing him speak in public this morning?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, how could it happen?
Yeah.
I haven't heard him talk for a while.
Pretty much. pretty freaking much. You got to give people the credit they deserve for being stupid. So a lot of people I don't know dead either. Some people I think already dead. It happens.
All right.
Like Mary Tyler Moore. Had no clue she was still alive.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, thank you for that donkey today. Up next, Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, you can call Yee right now. Again, 800-585-1051. She'll put you live on the air and help you with your problems. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.